Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your weekly reading for February 9th to the 15th. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And yeah, let's dive right in. Okay? Congratulations, by the way. You made it through last week's self-healing boot camp and breakthroughs and maybe some surprises and the unexpected and some endings. But listen, it was all for you to prepare for the brand new era. As you can see, we're on the road to the Great Reset. It's coming up. I bet you're excited. Listen, this week is going to be a little bit of the same as last week, but here's the catch. It's going to be very different too. Now, the reason why it's going to be a little bit different is because now you're closer, right? Now you're standing at the edge of many timelines that are very possible for you. And it is really up to you to solidify what is the path, that you're going to work hard for, that will liberate you. How badly do you want it? Do you believe in yourself? Do you feel it deep down in your bones? Those are going to be some questions going through your head this week. It is going to be a big week, especially because Neptune, as you know, is already in Aries, right? So there may be some blurred lines, maybe a little bit of fog here as well. Like you're going to have a lot of questions like what is real? As you adapt to changes happening around you, are you willing to go the extra mile for the vision that you have for your future? Yeah, those are they're like deep, right? Really deep, especially career-wise, and the way that you want to be seen and the way that you want to be recognized. We'll talk about it. It's all your 10th house. You see Saturn is moving into your 10th house, into Aries, joining Neptune. So you are going to start feeling a lot more responsibility. That, even with Saturn and Aries, that's going to test your faith in yourself, right? Saturn with Neptune, of course. And we do have our first North Node conjunction, meaning if you are awake, if you've been awakened, you're definitely going to see things click right into place for you because of all the work that you've done to get to this point. All right? And you're going to feel them too, okay? You're going to the things that click into place, you're going to see, you're going to feel them as soon as the week begins. All right? Now, and actually not on the whiteboard, Monday, yes. The moon is still at Scorpio. It will be squaring Venus. It will be opposite Uranus. It will trine Saturn. Remember, the day before and Sunday, and I do drop these forecasts a few days before the actual week, so a lot of you are going to be moving into it. Remember, Venus square Uranus. So what does that even mean for Monday? Well, we have a T-square, all right? We'll talk about it in the second spread, but it does look like there may be some things happening with relationships, maybe some, love and family and children, and maybe even creative projects, but we'll talk about it. And here's the thing. It's going to be an emotional week, all right? I'm just letting you know, all right? But remember, emotions are neutral. It's where you put your energy that creates that experience of your desired emotion, right? The Latin root of emotion, emotere, energy and motion, okay? So remember, vibrate at that high frequency. And you're going to have heaps of opportunities with Tuesday, February 10th, Venus moving into Pisces, where she's exalted, meaning she thrives in Pisces, okay? She thrives. I'll stop. This is where she's her most magnetic. She's joining Mercury all month, meaning you're going to think with great compassion and diplomacy and harmony and more, creativity, with a lot of emphasis on the things that you value and your relationships and money as well. It's Venus, right? But again, she is in Pisces. That rules your 9th house. And so the 9th house, it's the house of the gods, right? It's very spiritual. Venus and Pisces alone is very spiritual. All right. So there are big moments you're going to have with Venus and Pisces, again, all month, right? These spiritual awakenings, your belief system, self-belief, inner wisdom, you'll be imparting wisdom. So you're right on track on becoming that spiritual warrior. The 9th house is also publishing and broadcasting. You writing a book? I hope you are. You got the North Node in Pisces. No, until the summer. Are you starting a podcast? You do you, but remember, you know what you're destined for. And with Venus in Pisces, the last zodiac sign, there is a sense of surrender for the dream. Yeah. And it's okay to dream as long as you feel and see the beauty in all things. And that's what Venus in Pisces does, right? You feel more devotion and it's soulful and inspiring. Think of Renaissance paintings or, Jacob Elordi riding a horse. Now, Wednesday, February 11th, you do have the sun in Aquarius, sextile Chiron in Aries, 23 degrees. Now, last week you had Mercury, you had Venus, now you got the sun. Yeah, the life force, your purpose, vitality, all of that. Now, this is you wanting to be seen for what you've overcome, to show courage and confidence and self-acceptance, and that your past wounds are just chicken scratches, right? You're feeling optimistic about the new you that's emerging. Remember last week what I said, don't let your past wounds define who you are. And so again, you are going to feel this in, relationships and love is going to be the big thing here, and money and, investments for your future as well as career. Those are going to be big highlights for you. Yeah. Partnerships, we'll talk about that. There's a big emphasis on partnerships for you this week. But the timing is really good with all this healing, with Venus and Pisces, which is also like, forgiveness and self-love. So you could really start feeling really empowered around this time, and immerse yourself in this no risk, no reward attitude, right? Like we are in Aquarius season, okay? With Mars still in Aquarius, and actually this day you will have the moon in Sagittarius. So for you, it's not all about self-belief, but it's all about what do you want in your everyday activities? What do you want your daily routines to feel like, to be like? A lot of emphasis on work here, okay? Now, it really is a nice aspect. But the one thing I'm going to say is, with Neptune so highly charged right now, right, at that 0 degree point, that critical degree, like new beginnings on a whole other level. Yeah. This is a good time to distinguish your dreams from fantasy, right? From La La Land. All right. You are going to start feeling Saturn and Neptune together. They're already merging. Their energies are already merging. I mean, he's at 29 degrees at this point. I mean, they're right there. All right. So the other thing, you will start feeling the Sun square Uranus around this time as well. I think there may be something here with, friendships. We'll talk about it. But want to remind you that Aries is, Mars' sister, a little bit of a disruptor herself, is sitting right on top of Chiron. And so we'll talk about in the second spread. If you are a cross watcher, by the way, if you watch for your rising sign or for your moon sign or for your, your mom or your husband, Jack, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and I'm throwing in the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius will really feel this aspect the most. If you have planets in your natal chart, 21 to 25 degrees in fire or air. Now, you're going to feel it. Now, Thursday, February 12th, the most. February 12th, you've got Mercury conjunct North Node in Pisces, 9 degrees. So this is really amazing. I love what's happening for you. And I actually want you to tell me what happens this day. All right? You, and only you, Cancer, because this is your 9th house. So Mercury, the messenger, right, is in a sign that is very nebulous. It's like there's no borders. It's limitless. It's very dreamy. It's very spiritual, like I said. Okay, Pisces, right? And you've got the North Node here. That is your mission statement. That's the direction you're going. And so it is very likely, remember I said the 9th house is very spiritual, very likely you may receive some downloads. Yeah? You may receive some signals. You may receive some like a fated message or epiphany, or an awakening through your dreams, right? Or through meditation, any of those like synchronicities, like you're gonna know. You're gonna see them when you see them. You know what I mean? Like when you see the 1111s and things like that. You're gonna know because you're gonna feel something. It's gonna feel meaningful to you, and that's how you know, right? So the other thing is, yes, it's Mercury. You could have a fated conversation or receive, news around this time. All right. Especially again, just your perspective on things, your worldview. There may be a shift here. There may be also legal matters, that's involved around this time. The ninth house has to do with the courts. There may be something here with, like I said, publishing, broadcasting, education. Some of you may have this epiphany, like, yes, I'm going to teach. I'm going to do some healing. I'm going to do this, healing arts. And, I'm going to impart my wisdom in some way. Or, you may go back to school. You may take some courses and something. So just keep that in mind. All right. This really nice. But there may be something today that really shows you or, validates your calling. Maybe opens a new path for you. It shows you a sign that you're on the right one. So just be present, be very aware of everything that's happening, what you're thinking, and the signs. Pay attention to the little things too. And definitely, it's Mercury conjunct the North Node. Time, appointments, Zoom calls, important conversations around this time. Think about the butterfly effect, right? There's just one call, one DM, one decision you make could change your entire timeline. Yeah. Now, one other thing is that Mercury will go into shadow. Okay. 8 degrees. So, there may be some people that you're going to connect with from your past. Okay. Because what's happening is Mercury is going to go retrograde February 25th, right? Mercury will then go direct March 20th and then leave shadow on April 9th. So what does this all mean? Well, when Mercury goes direct on March 20th, we'll be at 8 degrees, meaning Mercury will conjunct the North Node again, but Mars will be there at the time, triple conjunction. So mark this calendar in your date. Mark this date in your calendar. Who are you? Because any actions that you take from this point forward, something's going to come back to this. For around this time, something's coming back around this time. Okay, you're going to be returning to something around this time. Now, the other thing is, and it's going to be the mutable signs: Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, that feel this the most. And then, if you know your natal chart 7 to 11 degrees, and any of those signs, you're really going to feel it. And they're really maybe like, this is really, when we talk about self-belief and your belief system, broadening your horizons, all of that, it just feels good. And it feels like there is going to be this urge you feel because the moon will be in Sagittarius. Okay. Sagittarius is the native ruler of the ninth house. And it's always, it's very happy-go-lucky. It's fun. Yeah. However, the moon in Sagittarius will square Saturn in Pisces. This will be the last aspect of this kind for another 30 years. We'll talk about the second spread. Now, Friday, February 13th, the big day, Saturn moves into Aries, okay? It's happening around 7:30 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time, but we're here. Yeah, this is a landmark date. This is the third of 4 outer planets changing signs in that compressed period of time. Part of the Prism portal, the rare grand trine that we've never experienced in modern human history. But Saturn, the last of the traditional planets, right? Saturn's all about discipline and hard work and commitments. And he makes you grunt. He makes you do the work because he's Saturn. And the reason why Saturn has, you really feel Saturn is because he spends about an average 3 years in a sign. And so, which is why you learn your life lessons, where you become more responsible in that area on his watch, right? And he's also karma, Saturn, right? So you put in the effort, he rewards you. You pass his test, you mature, you become an authority, and he's leaving your ninth house. So there could have been, just a lot of energy around, again, your philosophies, education, higher mind, in addition to higher learning. So keep that in mind. Just broadening your horizon. There could have been something that was like he restricts, right? And so it is a relief. He's leaving. Now he's moving into your 10th house of career. And so you are going to see a lot more responsibilities in career. But either way, and if you're not here for career, remember the 10th house, it's very public facing. It is your reputation. Yeah, it's whatever you want to be known for. And just think about your biggest passions and go after your passions, but being recognized and even validated and all of that. 10th house is also leadership and social status, it's honors, it's achievements. And so he'll be moving here, okay, into Aries. That rules your 10th house. Fiery. Aries, who is the I am of the zodiac, a sign that's very young, a sign that's pioneering and entrepreneurial and driven. Mars ruled, right? So, yeah, Aries just wants to go, 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 go. Saturn, Chronos, Father Time, who's all about the long term, yeah, doesn't. He doesn't. So wax on, wax off, okay? You saw your annual forecast. We talked about this. To be rewarded, you got to do everything the whole way, no shortcuts. His way when it comes to leadership, business, redefining your identity as well, especially when it comes to career or just whatever you want to be known for. Saturn actually natively rules your 7th, and that's why I was talking about partnerships and relationships. Yeah, there may be some lessons here as well for the next until 2028 for you, and contracts and agreements. And this can be love and marriage. It can be business as well. It looks more like business for now. Yeah. So keep that in mind. All right. Remember, you had the Saturn Neptune experience over the summer. Okay. And so you had a little bit of a glimpse of what that's going to be like. And remember, they're conjuncting. Yeah. They're together. They're already merging their energies. It's the 20th, February 20th, where they perfect, yeah, exactly that 0 degree point. So I'll leave the Saturn Neptune video I did at the end of this video on what you can expect for the next 2 years of your life. But please pay attention to these dates. I mean, you have Mercury conjunct the North Node. You have Saturn conjunct Neptune. I mean, the karmic energy is really strong, all right? And it's all, listen, Pisces, the last sign, like I said, right? All about endings. And all these planets moving into Aries now, the first sign, right? All about beginnings and initiation. So it really, honestly, will be the cardinal signs that really feel Saturn and Aries, Neptune and Aries the most, okay? And that is you and Aries and Libra and Capricorn. And then, Sunday, February 15th, this is when you have the sun in Aquarius square Uranus and Taurus. So this happens twice a year. It's the first one this year. At this point, you're probably thinking, something's got to give. Something's got to give. It's probably going to have to do with either friendships or groups and organizations you belong to. Maybe, support system. There's something here. It's your 11th house, as well as, maybe something about your future, but also, like a future, aspiration or wish, but also like relationships and money. Okay, are going to be the biggest themes. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Yep. The sun is consciousness. I mean, and Uranus, remember the unexpected. Remember, Uranus is also Aquarius's ruler. So you may want to shake things up. There's something you're going to do. All right. Because you will feel a little bit restless. You're going to feel like out of just nowhere, out of the blue, I no longer love, lasagna. So you throw out all, the ragu, whatever it is. Like, you do you, you do you. But honestly, there could be something here with food because Taurus rules food too. But here's the thing. Aquarius does have that rebellious energy. Okay. Loves its freedom. You could feel the urge to break free from, again, wherever you feel, restricted. And Aquarius ruling your 8th house, that's pretty deep, okay? And the 8th house has everything to do with investments, shared resources, royalties, inheritance, shared bank accounts, loans and taxes, and things like that, right? And also relationships. Just letting you know, business partners, investors, things like that, okay? So keep that in mind. It looks like someone might owe you money too. All right? Just keep that, just, you know, be very diplomatic. You got Venus and Pisces. Uh, yeah. Now, the other thing is, you could have really big, genuine breakthroughs this day. So remember, use these aspects. Aquarius is very, future forward. It's, very innovative. You want to use these aspects. Whatever happens around this time, it will be course correction, because this is when you become the change, right? Using this aspect. All right. So keep that in mind. And I just feel like you're going to be adjusting to a lot of things. Saturn just moved into Aries. You're still adjusting to Neptune in Aries. You're still adjusting to all these Chiron, right? Aspects that is, again, in your 10th house of career. So you're out with the old, in with the new. That's what's happening. Okay. Spiritually, emotionally, all of that. You're doing that healing. And the other thing is, you actually, oh yeah, you're gonna, there's gotta be something, there is gotta be, listen, remember, the day after Sunday, what day is that? Monday, right? But what happens Monday, if you saw your February forecast, it's when Mercury trines Jupiter. Okay, so you got that to look forward to. Jupiter's in your sign. Let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you. Yeah. With the relationships. This is what I meant to tell you. So remember how I said that may be one of the biggest themes for you this week. Over the weekend, the moon will be in Capricorn. All right. And remember, Capricorns are opposite sign. Rules are 7th house of relationships, love, marriage, partnerships. It can be business. It can be personal relationships, like your sister, your brother, your neighbor. But maybe even, again, work seems like something here that's possible as well. And maybe something with agreements and contracts. But the moon in Capricorn will be squaring Aries and Chiron this day as well. All right, we'll talk about it in the second spread. Anyway, the same day that you will have the square with Uranus, okay, and Taurus, and the sun in Aquarius, which is your 8th house, which is relationships and money. Anyway, let's get started. Cancer, let's see what's going on for you for February 9th to the 15th. Cancer, there you go. Yep. Thank you. Cancer, you are so funny. Y'all really cracking me up. You look great. I know it's a little bit cold. But that's what marshmallows and fire pits are for. Anyway, I do a traditional occult cross spread, offers the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, Cancer, you know that we will, and I love y'all. Y'all are amazing, Cancer. I mean, just wait until March, by the way, when Jupiter goes direct. Oh, you're gonna be so happy. Anyway, all right, let's get to it. All right, yeah, okay, yeah. You we'll give you I'm gonna give you also this. I'm gonna give you Jessica Rabbit and Roger Rabbit. Okay, so you're good. Yeah, this is gonna be. Listen, you're okay. You're good. You gonna make me cry. You got the 7 of Wands. That's fine. Two things here. Stand your ground. Don't let anyone, this is going to be a week where, sure, we're still in Aquarius season. What is that? That's connecting with others, right? Aquarius season is, Aquarius rules the collective, humanity, but, like I said, it's being very social, right? There is something to be said with the 7 of Wands showing up. Stand your ground. This card's all about valor, bravery. Yeah. He is the victor. He's the one on top of the hill. But make sure that everything that you say, do, etc., very diplomatic. Very diplomatic. It seems like there is a lot of ascension already that's happening in career for a lot of y'all. Um, your 10th house has just been very activated. But there may be some people that are a little bit jealous. I did tell you that the moon will be in Scorpio on Monday. And, as you move into this week, and, there's a T-square there. So keep that in mind. The second thing is, it's almost interesting because there's also a message of letting your guard down a bit too. All right? Letting your guard down a bit, especially, in work, profession, career, in that capacity. But wands really are your passions as well. It's a lot of creative energy. Speaking of life force, right? I mean, they have the spirit of fire. And so it is just, there's something here that's just saying, let yourself use these aspects that have to do with Chiron, doing that self-healing, let people in, open yourself up. All right? So, yeah, you do that. You do that, right? And then you've got the start and the heart of your spread. You are really good. Everything is happening for you. I'm very excited. And this is really great, okay? It really hinges on the actions you take with that Seven of Wands, because the star is healing, yeah? But what comes after the tower? The star. And the star is not only healing, but it's like everything's now growing for you. Everything's happening for you. You even see the water bearer here, yeah, because this card is attributed to Aquarius. Yeah. Remember, we have an eclipse in Aquarius next week. Everything is, you see the water bearer pointing out to the land. I mean, that's like fertility, that's growth, that's things growing in your world, all right, in your physical realm. You see the 8-pointed stars. There's 8 of them. Yeah, it's card 17. 1 plus 7 equals 8. And so, very interesting, because Aquarius does rule your 8th house. And you've got Mars there. You have Pluto there. You still have, planets there, but you still have some energy from the 5-planet conjunction that happened in Aquarius. Either way, it is your 8th house. And the 8th house is transformation. Yeah. So this is really great, because this is a card where it's saying you can be you. You can express yourself. You don't have to hide under anything. You're healing, you're growing. This is, a lot of wisdom here as well. Stars aligning for you. Now, the 4 of Cups in your challenge area. I don't mind it. The 4 of Cups is actually attributed to Moon in Cancer. And so what's really interesting is that this card is one where it's just, he's not really happy. He's just kind of like, And you see the Hand of Spirit offering him a 4th cup, and he's got 3 cups already. And so it is a card that has to do with acceptance and gratitude. And again, opening yourself up to others. You see, he's crossing off his heart. Yeah. He's in your challenge area. But the good news is this is something you're coming out of. Yeah. You've got to allow it. You have to allow it. And that's the beauty of having the type of spread that you have. There's, you see all this blue. There's just so much clarity here. There's just, I feel like I feel like you're going to know when you know, right? And so really nice. The second or third thing that's coming through is that there is likely someone that you may have to have a conversation with. There may be someone who's not happy with a certain situation. The element of jealousy is coming up a little bit here, okay? Someone who may not be happy that you got something, and they're just like, well, how do I fit into this, with, moving forward? So remember, you have to be true to you, okay? Be true to you, be your authentic self. There could be some home, family energy as well, but be true to you. Then, ask yourself, I mean, you have got 1 foot in your brand new era, the brand new you. And this is the week where you get to pick your path. And that does include who's coming with you, right? Remember what I said last week. You can't bring everything. You can bring your dog, you can bring your pets. You can't bring everything, which includes some people. I mean, has there been some relationships that, you feel have reached their expiration date? Is there a relationship that you feel it's like, I'm not sure if this is it, right? So you have to do you. The world, there you go. You already know it. You're already in that headspace where, everything's changing. Everything's changing. You're ready to move into this brand new era. You're like, yeah, or anyway, yeah. And interestingly, the world is attributed to the planet Saturn. Remember, Saturn is, father time. The world, the end. It's the end. You made it. Be very proud of yourself. And I feel like that is going to be something that you feel this week. Feeling proud of just think about where you were a year ago. Think about where you are now. So it's just feeling proud this week. Yeah. That feeling like you've achieved a lot and you've learned a lot and there's a lot to celebrate. Okay. And so remember, with all these chironic activities, opening yourself up, all that self-belief, that self-love, even if you are like saying like, well, nothing's changed in the past year. That's self-sabotage, right? And again, that's a lot of Neptunian energy as well. That's just a lot has changed in the past year. You have to see that side of it, right? So this is really amazing because you also have the Page of Wands and the root of your spread. You're ready. You're ready. Look at this. This is all about moving into this brand new territory. All right. You're comfortable with it. I mean, very comfortable, to be honest. You see, two of them are, not wearing any clothes. Yeah. But that just means like what I said earlier, it's like you don't need to hide. You can fully express yourself. And, that was a big theme last week. I said last week is going to be a little bit similar to this week as well. And so, yeah, Page of Wands, there's something that is, a lot of y'all are going to be moving into something new this week already, even before we get to the eclipse. And even with the eclipse, like you will feel that energy starting this week. All right. And it is in your 8th house of transformation, regeneration. But again, a lot that has to do with money, love, relationships, business partners, etc. Temperance in your future. Whoa. Come on. Who are you? You're good. All right. Temperance is just saying, listen, hey, I'm Archangel Michael. I'm gonna see you very soon. We're gonna, do this together. You have nothing to worry about because I'm always around you. All right. You're protected on your journey. And that's the thing. Wherever you're going, yeah, your future goals, the end game, wherever you want to, your legacy. He's saying you're fine. You're going to get there. You don't have to worry. You don't have to stress. You don't have to try to force anything. You're going to get there. This is all about, moderation, sure, and balance, sure. But it is still like that element of just knowing, right? And even there is this shift of mindset of just, if there is anything that you're feeling like self-doubt or any of that, right? It's shifting your mindset, which has to do with, higher mind and your beliefs, self-belief, in terms of how good it will feel when you get to where you want to go, when you get what you deserve. Thinking about that, right? And there's your motivation. There's your Venus and Pisces. There's everything this week. And funny enough, you got the only 2 cards in all of tarot where you see you got 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. Yeah. So it's kind of like the link between these 2 realms, like what's possible and what's real. Hello, Saturn conjunct Neptune. Saturn's reality. Neptune's a little, it's water. Anyway, let's get to your stuff. And this would be the collective unconscious. And anyway, you're good. Cancer, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you subscribe, share, leave comments. Tell me what's going on though, because this is a really big week for you. It's a very big week. You're on your way. I'm very excited for you. And you're amazing. All right, Cancer. All right, let's do it. Okay. Yeah. You're making this very easy for me. Clearly very, very, very good here. Very, very good. Yeah. 6 of Pentacles. It's Yeah. I told you you're gonna be. I mean, like, whatever you do, whatever your passions are, there is a sense of like just with the North Node in Pisces, and remember, we are moving into Pisces season very soon. Mars is going to move into Pisces. We're going to have a lot of, activity in Pisces, which rules our ninth house. That is just you wanting to, impart wisdom, and there is a sense of you being the one that people listen to. And the other thing is, there's this. You see the Six of Pentacles. He's supporting others, and it requires this inspired action, yeah, and feeling it. There's one thing where you can, do something for other people, but when you're aware of the action that you're taking, the reason why you're feeling it's just a whole other thing. It feels a lot more special, right? Anyway, you're going to be fine. And I think that, there is a sense of just a balance. And we call him the young Hierophant too. Okay? He has the same hand gesture as the Hierophant. Now, which is blessings, yeah? And so there is a sense of, yeah, if I feel like you are going to be that person that supports others. And in whatever you do, how you contribute to the collective. Now, you have the Nine of Swords and your external factors area. That's fine. I think a lot of it has to do with this Four of Cups. I think that there's going to be a little bit of, maybe there is, a friendship that you're like, oh, I just, and it's me, there may be something there. Or even career-wise, maybe a colleague, maybe you let, an intern go from your, but obviously there's going to be, it just feels like someone, it just feels like there's someone in your life, could be very personal, that may not be happy with the direction you're going, or that they're not involved, or maybe there was something that happened that you didn't like the way that it you left it. It could have been, a conversation that you had, or a situation, or, yeah. And so just remember, this is a week to do all that healing, right? And also, again, Venus and Pisces, it's just, what did I say? Like, forgive and forget. Like, so we want to just clear the decks before you get to the eclipse and the Saturn-Neptune conjunction. And yeah, you're going to get everything that you want. It's you have the Ace of Wands, right? And so it's just very, very special. You got the Ace of Wands, you have the Page of Wands. There's, again, wands are just I want you to think just your passions, and then just something coming into your world, all right? And something that you're seeking, and you're going to go find it, and you're going to make it happen, because everything's happening for you. And in the end, you got the Nine of Cups, which is a Pisces card. And it is a card of complete satisfaction. And it is a card that say you're getting your wish. You already got that with all, the stars lining up for you. What is it? Wish upon a star. You can wish upon the Nine of Cups too, because look, he's a genie in a bottle here. He's happy. He's satisfied. He got what he wanted, but he's also like very proud of himself. I mean, that's the thing. You see the theme here. There's a sense of like being proud of like how far you've come and the things that you've earned. Yeah. And so it does look like a really good week. A very good week. You even see, and that is also a lot of enlightenment here. With the cups over his head, it just, you're good. You're good. Cancer, what a week. What a week. Next week, yeah, the big one. The big one. The big one. I mean, solar eclipse. We have another, we have Venus conjunct the North Node, but we have Saturn conjunct Neptune. Once in many lifetimes, never happened. It's been like, we don't even know. That's how much it's at 0 degrees though. And then the second spread, tier 3 members, really good and legendary members. We will go through these lunations, asteroids, fixed stars, all of that we do in the second spread. Valentine's Day, all of that. Okay, so anyone's welcome to join. We have a lot of fun. We have so much fun. And if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on. And I will see you next week. All right. Thanks so much, Cancer. Bye-bye.